right. April 30th, 2024. So I think um, I think it's been a good month. Last time I talked to you all, I was in Cambodia for a family trip, World School pop-up pub, which was amazing. It was amazing, but yeah, that was 8 days into April when we got back, and I had a whole ordeal with my laptop, left it in Vietnam, and it kind of affected me for the next week or so. I did get my laptop back, which is an amazing story in itself, but kind of threw me off with my practicing schedule and rehearsals with the bands that I was playing in. So, uh, sort of a whirlwind middle of the month after that first week off from music, and then the last week has been very chill. Yeah, so I was in Siem Reap in Cambodia. I actually went to a music school called Sounds Cool Music Studios, something like that. It's a chain all throughout Cambodia, but they're really nice, really professional, really cool facility in Siem Reap, and I rented a practice space there twice, just for an hour. During that week, I did it twice. It was $7 for an hour, which is a lot more than it would be here in Taipei. But I don't know. I can't compare it to the States. In the US, I've always practiced it at schools for free or in music stores. So I haven't really encountered a its typical charge for a rehearsal space. So I don't know. Um, when I was in London, I ended up not rehearsing anywhere, not practicing anywhere. But I know in London I had looked and I found piano spaces for rent for like $10 to $20, so a lot more. Anyway, I'm glad I did those rehearsals because I don't know how important it was from a technical technique, keeping up my technical ability standpoint, and I don't know if it really helped a lot in terms of learning music, but it did keep my mind engaged in my sort of psyche, feeling like, yeah, I want to do this. Because I guess I got hungry after not playing music for like 4 days until I went to that first practice, and then I just got a little taste. But it's like, yeah, I want to keep playing. I want to make sure I stay in touch with music. So for whatever that's worth, it was something in my mind. All right, let's just do this quickly. I think a lot of my updates have been way too long. But basically, I got back on the 8th. I decided to go ahead with playing with that really, really ad hoc band at the music festival called Veggie Fest. And the band, uh, the working title, at least for the festival, was Jamie's Avant-Garde Stuff. So I decided to play with them because I felt like they didn't really know what they were doing either. And so I didn't feel out of place not knowing what I was doing with them. So that was one hurdle overcome. Had they really been a serious band, and then I didn't get to really work with them until like 1 week before, I don't know if I would have still wanted to do it or not. Maybe. Maybe if the situation was different and they had clearly laid out what I should do, then I would do it still. But if it was like I have no idea what I'm doing and they know what they're doing, then I might shy away from that. And then, of course, I was playing in Billy's band. I think I mentioned how excited I was for that. Billy is sort of a staple in the music scene in Taipei. He really, as I've come to realize, has a really, really strong stage presence, and I'm trying to observe him more now. I had never, I'd seen him perform a little bit once before, just for like 5 minutes. Um, and then maybe in some other setting as well. But usually when I see Billy play, it's like in a jam open mic. He hosts a lot of open mics. He does a lot of jams, and his demeanor is very different. Let's say it's very chill. It's very disconnected sometimes. It's very up and down because he's pretty much playing all the time. And when he does the open mics, he plays for like act after act after act. People ask him to just play, so he's just on stage all the time. So I guess you can't really be on all the time. But when we did this festival, Veggie Fest, he was on, and I realized even leading up to Veggie Fest, we rehearsed twice that week, and he said, yeah, in rehearsals, he told me he was just out of it. His energy's not there, and I could really see how it's just like night and day, 180-degree difference when he hits the bright lights and the big stage. And I've got to channel some of that energy. I did not have good stage presence at Veggie Fest for either band. I think I have a mental block when I'm not really prepared. Like when I play with when I played with Lance in the Hive Mind project stuff that we're doing. As I've gotten to know the music better, I think my performance flows much more easily, which you'd expect. And then same with Electric Monk as time went on, and now I know the Electric Monk music that we're playing, I can have a lot more fun on stage. So at Veggie Fest with Jamie's avant-garde stuff and Billy's band, that the band's called Wednesday's Problem. I was just I was very serious because I was trying to focus and anyway, the festival, both concerts, both shows went okay. I think I definitely could have played better, but given the circumstances, I'm happy with how things went. I could have done better. The bands could have been a little bit more cohesive, tighter sound, but considering where we were, like 5 days before the festival, both bands just had nothing together. Even the night before the festival, I had a rehearsal with Billy's band, and we were still deciding which songs to do. It was an experience. That was an experience. One thing to take away from the month of April is that from doing that, I wondered very seriously and wondering whether this is something I want to do, whether I want to be putting myself in positions where I am very uncomfortable and unprepared. I say that I want to tour and like be a backing musician for a major artist, but I assume that to be in that position, I'm going to need to be ready to jump in at the last hour, and I'm going to be in positions where I'm unprepared and uncomfortable, and I didn't like it. I didn't like that whole week. I had 2 rehearsals with each of the bands, and those were basically our 2 real rehearsals. I did have one other rehearsal with Billy's band the week before, but we didn't do much that time in terms of really getting into the set list. So I don't know. It was a stressful week, and I'm not sure if I'm cut out for it. I ended up so after the festival, I kind of refocused again on my own stuff for the next week. Did the next open mic, started talking to people about playing in a band with me, working on that stuff, trying to get a handle on how I can be ready to do my own music as soon as I get back in the fall. And And so that's where my head is at, and I'm not sure. And I think that I would feel, 5 times more comfortable doing my own music than I am doing other people's music that I haven't had the chance to prepare for. So we'll see. It was just a reality check for me whether that's what I want to do or not. I haven't really talked to Billy much since the festival. He seemed to think things went well, and I've become much closer with the musicians who play with him. Um, and we'll see whether I'll do more with him or not. I'd like to, and hopefully. So I think all it would depend on is whether he genuinely wants to do more stuff with me or not, and then whether the opportunities align. But I would like to. I certainly would love to play more with Billy and with his band. And then the other group, JAS, Jamie's Avant-Garde Stuff, they seem like they may continue to be a real band, and not just be sort of this ad hoc group for the festival. And if that's the case, we'll see. But I think most likely I will not continue to play with them, other than maybe if they want to do a couple shows in the next few months where we're just playing music from the festival, then I would do that. Oh yeah, one more thought is that this again goes along with like, what is it that I'm going to do in the future, and what do I want to do? My equipment is definitely lacking. I played with a Casio digital piano at the festival because that's sort of my portable keyboard instrument. Otherwise, I have a Yamaha digital piano in my studio here, and as a piano, it's very solid. But for the stuff that I was asked to do, it's not the right instrument. I need a synthesizer with real sounds, a Nord or Korg or Hammond, real rich organs, and not just organs, but all kinds of stuff. I need modulator, I need a pitch bend. Those are the basic needs. I've been trying to learn more about what instruments, what equipment can meet those needs. And so I think I might invest in something that would be mildly expensive, that would be small, that can complement my digital piano. So I'll have the piano because that's a solid instrument for piano. But then when I want to do like real organy, jazzy vibes, I've got something else that can at least provide some of what we need. But I just I don't know if I should go down that path, because like I'm saying, I don't know if ultimately that's really what I want to pursue. It's important for me to do that if I'm going to try to play with the major artists on tour, but I don't know. And then on top of the equipment thing is just more personal development. I'm going to have to study more. I'm going to have to learn how to play blues and jazz piano much more than what I can do. What I can do right now, let's say I'm like at a 20% out of 100. That's sort of my level. I think I'm at a 20% because that's just the baseline for somebody who's an experienced and talented musician, with a lot of like rock and pop experience and classical experience. I'm sort of like a 20, but to get to 30 and get to 40 is going to take a lot of work. It's not something that will come naturally. And, maybe me going from 0 to 20 was very easy, but to continue on, and I think ideally I can get to like a 40 or 50% sort of fluency in jazz playing, and that's going to take a lot of work. So it's going to take equipment. It's going to take time, skill, upskilling, and I want to do it. I want to do that. There's no reason why I don't want to get better at all kinds of things, but it's just, how do I prioritize my time, and then do I really want to make use of that in the future? Like my wife always thinks about getting an MBA, and sure, she'd love getting an MBA. She would love going through the process of getting that MBA, particularly like global or executive MBA programs. But is she going to utilize that degree for what it, leverage it after she gets it? And it's the same thing. Like I'd love to get good at jazz piano, but am I gonna really use those skills to their fullest after I do that? I don't know. Well, most likely no. So a lot to think about. I guess to wrap up, we're in April. We're about to enter May now. May is the last full month that I'm here in Taiwan this school year, I guess. And so it's going to kind of be the end of this first year of playing music again, performing music again. I started in September, hit the ground running, playing in 2 bands, performing. We had shows right off the bat. September, October, November, December, 4 months. And then January, February was like 1 month off. So 6, March 7, April's 8. So I finished 8 months with about 1 month off. So in 7 months, am I where I thought I'd be 7 months later? Yes and no. I think my personal stuff is lagging behind where I thought I'd be. But there's certainly certain benchmarks that I've hit that I'm very happy and proud to have hit, which I thought I would get to, but it still feels different when you actually do it in real life. So like I wanted to play a show at Rev Now, and then we ended up playing a show at Rev Now. I wanted to play at Veggie Fest, and didn't think I was going to get to, because one of my bands is on a hiatus. And then I got asked to play in 2 bands for Veggie Fest. So there's some good things from this year. I'm starting to write again, but not really. I'm just starting to put myself in positions where I need to start writing again. So we'll see how that goes. The first big test is in 2 nights. I have this amazing singer who is planning to come over, and we'll jam, and I'll try to write something for her, or we'll try and write together. Either way, I'm very nervous because I don't have much experience writing with somebody, collaborating with somebody. I used to do everything on my own, and I felt like I wasn't good at collaborating. Now I don't even know if I can write on my own, because it's been so long. Then I have some plans with another buddy to do more song or do more music writing. So I think that's an area that I'm going to push in May. So for May, hopefully a May update, I'll be able to update having written new music. That'll be the next step in the evolution, I guess. So, all right, that's it. Peace.